All you have to do is stand there and hold a light.
So this is Kelsey Heitkamp with KHID. Hey,
What are you laughing about? I'm not going to stand there for that long. This thing's like 10 pounds.
10 pounds?
I'm not even lying. You don't even know. You haven't held it yet.
Oh my gosh.
Get your arms out in. You don't need to go
I'm going right here.
You're so dramatic.
It's falling again.
That's fine.
All right, go.
Okay.
So once we decided we wanted to expand our office, we knew we had to find an interior designer because Tony and I surely weren't going to be able to pick out the colors for the paint, the flooring, the cabinets, and all that stuff. So I had discovered Kelsey online through social media a couple years back, and you've done a number of projects around town. So Kelsey, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this career.
Yeah, so as Adam mentioned, I own KHID. It's a design firm here in town. I used to work for another architectural firm. About 5 years ago, I went out on my own to create KHID, which is Kelsey Heitkamp Interior Design, a design firm here. And right now we're located in downtown Findlay. The majority of my design work has been in the downtown area, so I love being a part of it now. And close to Hixon Zuercher, and it's been nice through the renovation being able to pop over here frequently. Some other projects I've worked on in the area include Cooper Tire's Global Technology Center, Findlay Women's Care across from the hospital, Findlay Brewing Company, Bourbon Affair, Fireside. So lately it's been a lot of restaurants and bars, but I love getting into the office realm too, just to kind of create new environments every chance I can get. So my website is just kh-id.com. And there at the bottom, you'll see links to my Facebook page, which is just KHID, and Instagram, hashtag this is KHID.
So when we brought you on board, I think we called you last December, and we talked about our project on the phone. Then we brought you into our office and sat down and kind of gave you the vision of what we wanted to create with our new office space. We were outgrowing our current space, and we have a vision to grow over the next 10 to 15 years, and we definitely need more space to do that. So we explored a couple of possibilities for our new office location and just explain how we got to this space here.
Currently, Hixon Zuercher is on the second floor of the glass block building in downtown, and we kind of worked with that space to see if we could reconfigure it to see if it would meet their needs that they envisioned for their company over the next 10 to 15 years, and it just really wasn't working out. They kind of explored briefly maybe other options around town, but just really liked their current location. So we came to the third floor, and fortunately there was a space big enough for them, and kind of worked through some programming, meaning had a collection of all their needs and wants and their future growth and what they needed out of an office space, and worked through the existing floor plan that was up here in offices to kind of create what was going to work best for them.
So you remember the first day we walked in here, and
It was pretty.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I thought it was ready to go, right? Turnkey.
Yeah,
And
right.
It was exactly the look you would intend
Yeah.
for our firm.
No,
Yeah.
not really. No.
So tell us about what you had to work with.
So what we found with the third floor is that the overall space and square footage was exactly what we needed to fit their vision for the next 10 to 15 years with the growth that they were hoping to see within their company. But the overall style wasn't maybe quite exactly what we were envisioning and looking for with the growth of Hixon Zuercher. And we needed to tweak a couple walls here and there, mainly tear them down, to create a more open space. So we maintained some individual private offices and created a large conference room with exterior windows, and pretty much opened up the rest of the space.
So I was really impressed with what Kelsey was able to do with the space. So one of the goals was to keep the wall changes as minimal as possible, just to keep costs down. That was a concern, was we wanted to make sure that we kept this within a certain budget, and we we were working with Kelsey and the landlord to create that space based on basically the walls that were given, and we knew we wanted to tear some out and add a few, but also work with some of the existing walls. So I thought you did a great job coming up with the actual floor plan, and we're going to show everyone that in a minute. But one of the keys was we wanted to have an open feel, and so we didn't want to feel like we were in a cave. We wanted a lot of natural light, and we wanted to look very modern looking, something that you would see if you were walking into a new office in New York or Chicago. And also very comfortable though, and fun place to work. That's what you created, and then the next phase was the design phase, that's where you made all your magic happen. And that's, I think, where you really, I could tell you were having a lot of fun with that, because one day you called us and you said, hey, are you around this afternoon? We have something to show you.
And here it is.
So here it is. So,
yeah.
So you came over and
yeah.
with this design box, with
right.
a vision of what you think the space would look like. So, when my first impression was, wow, I'm very impressed with everything that, the way you're presenting this to us. But I was anxious to hear your thoughts on each piece of the design.
Yeah, so like Adam kind of talked about, the next phase after the space planning and getting all the walls to where we need it, then comes this next interior design step, where we really try to hone in on what the space is going to look like and feel like, after we have all the walls established. So this is a little glimpse of what it will look like and feel like. So of course, Hixon Zuercher's brand color is orange. So I wanted to definitely utilize that, but in a more sophisticated, maybe not so obvious way. So you see we've got that, right here in the middle, and this will actually be utilized on some fabric right in the reception area. So you'll pick that up right away. So we've paired it with some other more neutrals and grays, but also pulled in kind of a secondary color in this dark tealy blue color, as I refer to it. I don't know what else to call it. Kind of up front in the reception area and then in the conference rooms, we've used more of a maybe more sophisticated patterns and colors and tones. And then as we move back through the space, we get to have a little bit more fun, a little bit brighter colors, brighter orange, back there in the open workstations. And maybe even use some of this kind of fun fabric back here.
Well, great. Why don't we take a walk through the office, and you can show everyone the progress that we're making, and we can show them kind of what things look like before with your vision, and then we'll do another video later once we're all done, show everybody how it all came together. All right, well, let's go take a look.
All right. So here we've just walked into the entrance. So we are standing in the reception area currently. So we just walked through this brand new glass entrance, which gives you a bright, clean, modern look as you walk into the space. So up front here, we're going to create, are in the process of creating a nice kind of upscale looking waiting area with a little bit of their brand color being the orange, and you'll have some signage here on the back. And you kind of get a glimpse as we walk through the space, but just for standing up here with the glass, you'll see kind of a hint of more of an open space in the back. Some of the restrictions of this space was not a very large reception area or as wide as we would have loved, but it just worked best this way as far as the spatial planning. So we used the glass, as you'll see kind of through here in their main conference room, to not only help bring natural light throughout the whole space, but also to kind of lead your eye further back into the space to the more wide open areas. The main color in this space, and yes, it is a color, is it looks like white. It's called Ice Cube technically. So we just wanted to make it feel just really bright and open and airy throughout the space. So the main color we've used here is this Ice Cube. I can kind of show you how we've used some of the other colors as we walk through the space. So off to the left here, from the reception area is a smaller or secondary conference room that will have a wood look flooring and some orange mesh chairs carrying through with the orange. And there's a column tucked over there in the wall, which will have this dark blue teal. It's called Seaworthy. And speaking of that, we are going to use that color to kind of highlight the conference room and this main wall in the reception area when you walk in, so it'll really make their signage kind of pop off of that wall. So this Seaworthy will be on the drywall kind of surrounding the conference room, and it kind of will serve to anchor the conference room within the whole rest of the space. So it's really a feature. We've got, the glass walls here with, solid wood door. So this dark paint color will really help to kind of make that stand out and feel a little bit more special. So one of the ways we've kind of distinguished, what's the client space and what's kind of the team member space is not only how we've placed the walls here, but also with the floor. We've done more of a wood look floor up in the front in the client space. We transitioned to this gray carpeting here that will be through the open area and the open workstations and then into the private offices. As we come over here, into the break room, this is a nice open break room. We'll have table and stools here for all your team members and lots of cabinets to be able to have a nice, comfortable space. This is our open workstation area where we will have 8, I believe, workstations out in the open with some dividers and their own personal storage. And one of the fun ways we've brought in your brand color is putting a pop of orange on these 2 exposed columns out here. So one of the ways we've kind of transitioned from the client space to more of your team space is, again, to kind of maybe get a little more bright and colorful, just a little bit more relaxed, less sophisticated, more comfortable. So I think it's a fun element to be able to utilize these columns to kind of show off their brand color.
So tell us about these little things. What are these and how are we going to use those?
Yeah, so this is a really fun yet very functional element as well. So you'll see this expansive wall here, which will pretty much remain this color. And so what we're going to do is apply this. It's called Zintra. It's actually an acoustical panel, but it's got a great pattern to it. And we'll apply these to the wall with standoffs, so you'll get great dimension out of there and kind of create a piece of artwork along this wall, really. But it'll also help to reduce the sound. Of course, open workstations, you have multiple people working in the same area. The more you can reduce the sound, the better. So walking back through the team space back here, again, we'll have white walls, but also one of the things that Adam and Tony, you kind of really wanted to create was just bringing in the natural light.
Right.
And you have your private offices that have that natural light, but we wanted to bring it into this open workspace. So the choice to use glass, full glass, and the wood doors to all your private offices, I think will really help to, not only provide that natural light, but just that coordination between those in the private offices and those out here in the open area. And working with an already existing space, trying to utilize all the existing walls that we could, we were actually given this great space back here that was kind of unexpected, but I have a feeling it might be one of my favorite spots when it's done, and hopefully yours as well. So we've coined this area back here. It's a large corridor, and I didn't want to just waste it, so we've given it the name the collaboration area. So this is where we'll have a lot of fun fabrics and furniture styles and a whiteboard here for just brainstorming, teamwork, anything else you want to use it for.
So we're just about a month away from being done and moving in. The other piece that you did was you designed an entire furniture package for the space. So that'll be delivered once everything's complete. And so we'll be back with a follow-up video in about a month to show everyone how it all turned out and how it all came together. So we're anxious to show you, we're anxious to get in here and use this space, and we're very excited about it. Thank you, Kelsey, for everything you've done to help our dream of our ideal office space come to life. So
Loved it, love working with you guys, and I can't wait to see the finished space for you.
All right, so Adam, we founded the firm in 2002, and we moved downstairs, like at the second floor, I think in 2004, right?
November 2003.
That's right, yeah. So we've spent almost 15, 16 years down there, and we're at the point where we are out of space. If we added one more team member, we'd be done. So as you thought through expanding, what prompted you to think about that this would be a great space for our team?
Well, I mean, the biggest issue right now is that we have people crammed together. I mean, in one office we have 3 people today sharing space. So we definitely needed to do something because we can't hire another person without expanding our space. So about a year ago, you and I, we started exploring all of our options, and we talked about a lot of different ideas. I think you knew right away that we wanted to stay downtown, and after exploring all of our options, I agreed with that. And we started looking at what could we do with our current space to possibly expand that, which it wasn't enough. So then we started looking at other options, and there's this space right on the next floor above us. So we started exploring that, and it was about also a year ago when I was at a conference and I happened to hear an architect speak on how to design the ideal office space for a wealth management firm. So we got a lot of ideas from that, and that's where the whole idea of a lot of natural light, open workspaces, and all those ideas came into play.
So right now, we're a team of 7. We manage 140 million or so, 220 some clients. Now that we have an expanded space, what can happen in the future? What can happen to our team? And how much better can we deliver our services to our team, to our clients?
Right. So one of the biggest criteria of the space we chose was it had to be enough space to accommodate our 10-year vision. So over the next 10 years, we see our firm probably doubling in size in terms of the number of team members, and we see it growing tremendously in the number of clients we serve and assets we manage. So we wanted to build enough space to accommodate a $1 billion asset management firm, and so we had to start thinking about, well, what does that look like? Who would we need on our team to accommodate a $1 billion firm? And right away we knew we needed more advisors, because we currently have 3 advisors and 1 research analyst. And amongst us 3, we couldn't accommodate the number of clients that we would have in a firm that size. So we needed space to add new wealth advisors, and we needed space for additional research analysts, because one thing unique about our firm is that we do offer in-house asset management. We don't outsource the investment management. We manage it right here on our team. So we needed the space to accommodate that. We also needed to accommodate a busy office. So we wanted to have 2 conference rooms, as well as the ability to meet with clients or team members inside of our offices. So at this time we've got 2 conference rooms. One will accommodate a meeting of up to 10 people, the other I think 5 people, and in our offices we can also meet with clients in there too. So the other thing that we needed was a strong support team, because we know that we can't do it without that support team. The client service team, operations team is critical to our success. So we had to think about what positions would we need. So additional client service administrators, additional operations type people, trading, compliance, and marketing are all critical to our firm's growth.
Yep, so this construction project has created kind of a buzz around the community. Seems like we're getting a lot of interest in our services and what we're doing here. If there would be someone watching this video today that would want to learn more about our services and how we might be able to help their unique situation, how can they contact us?
So the best way to get in touch with us is just go to hzcapital.com. or follow us on Instagram at HZ Capital or Facebook. You can also just give us a call at 419-425-2400 or shoot us an email at hello@hzcapital.com. We'd love to hear from you. Again, we are going to be growing our team over the next few years. If you think you are excited about what we're doing here and it aligns with what you want to do with your life, give us a call. We'd love to see how you might fit on our team.
Thanks, Adam. It's been a great time, and we look forward to our next video where we'll hopefully be in the finished office space. See you next time.